So, what is going on? It's your boy Sam from TeamSamuraiX1 here, and today, guys, I'm coming at you with a brand new Normal Knight deck profile for the post-cybernetic horizon. So, hopefully, you guys enjoyed this video. Let me tell you guys right now, the brand new Normal Knight supports are absolutely insane for the deck. They actually help make the deck a little bit better, and I'll explain to you guys all the card choices once I progress through the video. So, if you guys definitely want to see more deck profiles like these, whenever a new set drops, make sure you guys go on right now and smash that 1,000 plus like button. That'll be absolutely amazing. You guys are super awesome, man. Thank you guys so much for all your support. We're almost at 150,000 subscribers, so that's a very good sign that the channel is growing healthy and is growing very, very fast. And if you guys have not gotten your hand on your Cyber Dragon playmat today, make sure you guys get your amazing double-sided cloth playmat today, guys. I do free shipping to Canada, USA. International shipping may cost extra, and these are to be up for a limited time only. So if you guys have not picked up one yet, make sure you guys get it today. I'll leave all the information and links in the description box below. And for those of you who are not yet subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel for more amazing Yu-Gi-Oh content like deck profiles, pack openings, and also duel videos. At the same time, make sure you guys join the notification squad by clicking on the bell to get notified on each time I upload videos. You guys are super awesome. Alright guys, so without further ado, let's just start it. To start out with the monster you want to play, of course, triple Noble Knight Madrat. This card is obviously the best Noble Knight monster in the deck. If you guys do not know what Madrat's effect is, this card is treated as a normal monster while face up on the field. While equipped with a Noble Arms equipped spell card, this card becomes an effect monster with this effect. This card becomes dark and its level is increased by 1. Once per turn, if you control no other monsters, you can special summon one Noble Knight monster from your deck in face up defense position, except for Noble Knights Madrat. And if you do, destroy one equipped spell card you control. So obviously this card gets you access to Noble Knight boards directly from the deck, and you also get to destroy the Noble Knight equip card equipped to it, and then equip it to the boards once boards come out, so that way that you can just access boards as effect, so that way that boards can retrieve another Noble Arms equipped card directly from your deck to your hand, which is very amazing. So start off Noble Knight Madrat, one of the best starter cards in the deck, and you obviously just want to combo off this card with a Noble Arms equipped card. So triple Madrat, definitely a must-have in the deck. The next monster you want to play is, of course, triple Merlin. This card is absolutely insane. This card essentially is a Gandalf for your Noble Knight monsters, and if you not know his effect means that you contribute this card, especially one Noble Knight monster from your deck. You cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate this effect except for Noble Knight monsters, which means that you essentially have 6 copies of each and every single Noble Knight monsters in your deck. But most importantly, this card lets you access your Madrat directly from your deck, which is really amazing. And Madrat is obviously one of the best starter cards in your deck, and I'm just really glad that we don't have to use the ugly platinum rare Merlins anymore. We're just really glad that it came out in Battles of Legends Relentless Revenge. And it also has 2 other effects, which reads that you can banish this card from the graveyard immediately after this card resolves. Synchro summon one Noble Knight synchro monsters using monster you control. So you're obviously not going to use this effect because you're not playing any synchro Noble Knight monsters in the extra deck. Its third effect reads that you can banish this card from the graveyard immediately after this card resolves. XYZ summon one Noble Knight XYZ monster using monsters you control. So this card helps you get access into your Artorgus directly from the extra deck, which is really, really awesome. Next off, to accompany Madrat, you want to play, of course, triple Noble Knight boards. This card is incredible as well. This card gets you access into your Noble Arms equipped card as quickly as possible and just dumps the rest of them to the graveyard. While equipped with a Noble Arms equipped card, this card becomes an effect monster with these effects. This card becomes dark and its level is increased by 1. During your main phase, you can reveal 3 Noble Arms cards from your deck, have your opponent randomly add one of them to your hand, and send the rest to the graveyard. So this card literally helps you dump all your Noble Arms equipped cards to the graveyard at the same time, gets you access to a Noble Arms directly from your deck into your hand. So this card is a massive foolish barrier for the deck, which is really, really important, because whenever you bring out your big XYZ monsters, you're able to actually equip all those Noble Arms equipped card to the XYZ monster once it's summoned. Next off, you're going to play, of course, triple Noble Knight Brothers. Same thing as Madrat. This card helps you get access to your XYZs and also your Link monsters, which is Exodia, as quickly as possible. This card can only attack if you control exactly 3 Noble Knight monsters and no other monsters. When this card is normal summon, you can special summon up to 2 Noble Knight monsters from your hand. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except for Noble Knight monsters. So this card helps you get access to, your Exodia and also your XYZ monsters as quickly as possible by just dumping your hand onto the entire field. Once per turn, you can target 3 Noble Knights and or Noble Arms cards in your graveyard, shuffle all 3 into the deck, then draw 1 card. So this card is your mini Pot of Avarice, aka Daigasso Emerald for Noble Knights, which is really amazing. And the really good thing about this card is that this card is not once per turn. So if you can get multiple copies of Noble Knights Brothers on the board, you can keep using their effect to recycle your Noble Arms and your Noble Knight monster directly from your deck to keep drawing a card, which is really powerful. So Noble Knight Brothers, really good card to help you access to your XYZs and also your Link monsters. At the same time, helps you recycle your Noble Arms and also your Noble Knight monsters from your graveyard directly to your deck to also get 1 card to your hand. Next, we're going to play, of course, triple Noble Knight Gawain. This card is absolutely amazing. If you control a light normal monster, you can special summon this card from your hand in face up defense position. And what's really good about this card is that this card is a free summon while you control a Noble Knight monster on the board. Remember that cards like boards and also cards like Madrat become a normal light monster on the board if they don't have an equipped card equipped to them. And the really good thing about this card is that this card is not a once per turn effect. It has no summoning restriction, like you can only special summon this card this way per turn. So if you have multiple copies of Gawain on the board, you can actually bring him out directly from your hand to your side of the field. Next up, for the brand new Noble Knight monster, you're going to play, of course, triple Noble Knight Knight Customized. This card is absolutely amazing. If you guys don't know his effect, his effect reads that if you control Noble Arms equip spell, you can special summon this card from your hand. Alright guys, look at that. It's a free summon. Same effect as Gawain, but it requires you to have an equip spell on the board, which is amazing. And you can only special summon Noble Knight Customized once per turn this way. A Noble Knight monsters that will synchro summon, XYZ summon, or link summon using this card on the field as a material gains this effect. Ready guys? This effect is broken. If this card is special summon, you can normal summon one Noble Knight monster during your main phase this turn in addition to your normal summoner set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck for the rest of the turn except for Noble Knight monsters. So if you use this card, another Noble Knight monster, to make Exodia gains a Seraphonite effect to get an additional normal summon for your Noble Knight monster. So not only does this card bring himself out to the field for absolutely free, but this card gives your Artorigus, your Exodia, whatever Noble Knight monsters you have in your extra deck, the ability to additional normal summon another Noble Knight monster to your side of the field, which is really great. So comboing this card off with cards like Noble Knight Brothers, oh my goodness guys, is absolutely insane. And you just put a significant amount of damage on the board by getting the additional normal summon in the deck. So this card is definitely a must-have in the deck, and it's one of the best cards that was ever released for this deck in my personal opinion, aside from Exodia. And then last but not least, you want to play, of course, what do you want? Noble Knight Pelionor. This card is the brand new card in the deck as well. The reason why I actually like this card is that this card helps you get rid of any problematic monster on the board. You can target one Noble Arms equipped spell card equipped to this card and one face-up monster your opponent controls, destroy them, then draw one card. So not only does this card destroy a monster your opponent controls, but it gets you to draw one card, which is actually pretty important in the deck. The more cards you have in your hand, the more likely you're going to be able to combo off, which is pretty amazing. Not a lot of people play this card in the main deck, but I felt like, having a card that outs any problematic monster on the board is actually pretty amazing. And then last but not least, you also want to play the Guinevere, Queen of the Noble Arms. This card is pretty amazing as well. You can target one Noble Knight monster, you control, equip this card from your hand or graveyard. You can only use this effect once per turn. The equipped monster gains 3 unit attack, apply the appropriate effect depending on the attribute of the equipped monster. Light, the equipped monster would be destroyed by a card effect, you can destroy this card instead. Dark, if the equipped monster battles an opponent monster at the start of damage step, you can destroy that monster, then destroy this card. Alright guys, for your hand traps, you're gonna play, of course, your boy Ash Blossom, very standard in today's metagame so far. Ash Blossom literally hits every single, deck in today's metagame, and obviously you wanna play triple Drone Lockbird. Goki is probably one of the best decks right now. Well, it is the best deck right now. The deck won Nats, and it's probably gonna be, the most represented deck at Worlds as well. So cards like Drone Lockbird is just really good against today's metagame, really good against Sky Strikers as well, especially on their first search. So Drone Lockbird can just potentially just stop your opponent from playing the entire turn. And then last but not least, I like to play the double Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit to round off your hand traps. Hand traps is always up to personal preference. You guys can play cards like Ghost Reaper, play whatever you guys would like, but just use my deck as a guide to what you guys can play in your own deck. But playing these hand traps in the deck to help combat today's meta is actually very, very important. If you guys don't have money to access these cards, it's okay. You guys can also substitute them for cards like Kaijus, cards like Lava Golem. No, not Lava Golem. Lava Golem will not work in this deck because you're relying on your normal summoning, but cards like Kaijus can be a really good alternative to actually play instead of cards like Ash and also Drone Lockbird. You guys can also consider playing cards like Gamma. Gamma is very accessible as well. Any other hand trap that you guys can have access to, just play them instead of these expensive hand traps if you guys don't have access to them. And the reason why I play hand traps in the deck is because when I try to build decks, I want to try to build it as competitive as possible. I want to be able to use this deck to compete in today's metagame. So mainly hand traps like these are actually very important. So that's pretty much if the monsters go after your spells. After the spell, you're going to play, of course, double Noble Arms Excalibur, and this card is really amazing. It makes your Noble Knight monsters untargetable, which is really amazing, and at the same time has an amazing ability to manage yourself, especially an XYZ monster from your extra deck. Next off, you're going to play, of course, double Noble Arms MST. This card is pretty good because it's the MST of the deck. You can destroy up to 2 cards in one turn, which is pretty awesome. You're going to play Noble Arms Excalibur. These, Noble Arms cards are just very standard. Double Noble Arms Galadin right here. Noble Arms Destiny. This card is one of the best ones in the deck as well because it makes sure that your Noble Knight monsters cannot be destroyed by battle by card effect once per turn, which is pretty awesome. So this card is actually really important to send to the graveyard immediately off cards like Exodia. And remember guys, all your Noble Arms equip spell has an amazing ability where if this card gets destroyed, and all your Noble Arms equip card has an amazing secondary ability where if this face-up card is destroyed sent to the graveyard, you can target one warrior type Noble Knight monster you control and equip this card to that card, which is pretty amazing. So these cards can always recycle itself to equip to a Noble Knight monster on the board. Next, we're going to play the brand new Noble Arms Claret. If you guys don't know what this card does, equip only to a warrior monster. You can only control one Noble Arms Claret. Once per turn, you can pay 500 life points. The equipped monster can attack directly this turn. Alright guys, the fact that you can attack directly with a Noble Knight monster is just pretty important, is because your Noble Knight monsters is pretty big in the decks. So if you're actually able to deal 3,500 damage to game your opponent, where your Noble XYZ monsters is untargetable, cannot be destroyed by card effect, and you have a Claret on the field, field, you're more than likely just going to win that duel, depending on how much damage that you can actually do in that turn. So no arms clear it, definitely a must-have. And it's only a one-of in the deck because you can only control one, and you can always recycle this card using cards like Noble Knight Brothers, and also, you know, dumping it to the graveyard using the Zol, and then just re-equipping it with cards like Artorgus, which is really awesome. And then next off, we're gonna play Double Glory of the Noble Knights. This card is amazing. Each time I say glory, it reminds me of Reinhardt from Overwatch. But anyways, so this card effect means that you can target one Noble Knight monster you control, equip it with one equipped spell from your deck to that equipped target. You know, gives you access to equip spell directly from your deck to your Noble Knight monsters. Definitely a must-have. And then last but not least, you know, play the one Reinforce of the army, because your whole entire deck is warriors, and then, you know, searches your Noble Knight monsters directly from your deck to your hand, especially Madrot, which is really important. So that's pretty much it for the main deck, guys. Main deck is always up to personal preference, but just use my deck as a guide to what you guys are playing your own deck. And this deck is just pretty standard overall, guys. There's not going to be a lot of changes that you can play into this deck other than changing the hand traps and things like that. So if you remember, guys, if you guys have your own tech choices and things like that, just make sure you guys use my deck as a guide to what you guys can play in your own deck. Alright, guys, off to the side deck. Side deck is always at the personal preference, but, you know, for going first, you have cards like Mind Crush, which is pretty good. Going second, Infinite Impermanence. Red Reboot is just really good as well. Against Ultrageist, they basically get to send another trap card directly for the deck, but it doesn't matter. You're making Artorias to destroy all their back row anyway, so Red Reboot is pretty badass. Triple Unity Match going second to help you clear any problematic back row. This deck already has, you know, a really good time, you know, clearing back rows overall. You know, Triple Ghost Reaper, Winter Cherries, because you are playing Exodia in the deck, and you can hit this Exodia on the Gookie matchup, and, you know, you can also hit cards like Firewall Dragon, and also the Heavy Metaphors Electromite. Alright, guys, for the action, I'm going to play, of course, Triple Sacred Noble Knights of Artorgus. Oh my goodness, guys, I like to apologize in advance for having to use these platinum rares. They look really, really ugly, but this card essentially is a Trident for your Noble Knight monsters, which is pretty amazing. And with the release of the brand new XYZ monster, you can easily get access to this card quicker than ever, you know what I mean, which is really nice. So Triple Sacred Noble Knights of King Artorgus, definitely a must-have in the deck. The card that you're going to be going the most is Triple Artorgus, King of the Noble Knights. Helps you get rid of any problematic back rows on your opponent's side of the field, which is pretty amazing. And with the release of cards like Exodia and also the Kusurin, you can always easily access this card directly from your extra deck. Next off, with the brand new Noble Knight monster, you're going to play Sacred Noble Knights of King Custonin. If you guys do not know what this card's effect, it has an amazing ability, man. This card is actually very powerful for the deck. You can attach any number of materials from this card and target that many cards your opponent controls, return them to the hand. So this card essentially is a brown neck for this deck. If you have 3 monsters equipped to it, you can basically detach 3, return 3 cards back to your opponent's hand. If this card is destroyed by battle or sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can special one Noble Knight XYZ monster from your extra deck, except for Sacred Noble Knights of Custonin, and if you do attach this card from the graveyard to that monster as material, this card is treated as an XYZ summon. So you just bring out this card, bounce monsters to your opponent's hand, enter battle phase, crash, bring out you know, Sacred Noble Knights of King Artorgus, which is pretty amazing, and attach this card as XYZ material to, you know, your Artorgus, which is pretty awesome. So this card is one of the best Noble Knight monsters in the deck. I'm just really glad that we have an easy access to an XYZ monster, which gives you access to your bigger XYZ monsters in your extra deck, which is pretty amazing. And its primary effect to bounce cards from the field to the hand is pretty badass. And last but not least, for your generic, you know, rank 4s, we're gonna play number 27 Dreadnought. Card is pretty good. If you can easily put 3 materials for Sacred Noble Knights of King Custonin, you can easily make number 27 Dreadnought to make your Super Quantum Mech King Magnus. You summon Magnus against Trickstars, you auto win the duel. So card is pretty good, you know, win condition. Tornado Dragon, really good cards. And then last but not least, for your Link monsters, you know, double Isolde. Really powerful card. You know, you're playing a Noble Knight based deck. Isolde is always badass to play in the deck. Helps you send 4 equipped spells to the graveyard, especially on level 4 monster directly from the deck, which is really, really good. So the one Borosword Dragon, the brand new card, and in Cybernetic Horizon. And last but not least, we're gonna play the Boro Dragon to run off for your Link monster. So that's pretty much it for the deck profile, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys go down there right now and smash that thumbs up button. That'll be absolutely amazing. Stay tuned and for more updated deck profile, guys. I'm very excited to be doing this. I love doing deck profiles, and I hope you guys love them too. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Sam from TeamSamuraiX1 I'm signing out. Alright, guys, peace.
I feel like Usain in the cheetah print. Talk fresh game, I don't need a minute. R.I.P. the game, I need a minute. Okay, let's proceed with it. I'm in the house, got the deed with it. These bozos always sneak this and they taking shots. I'ma keep with it like no, this league business.